Topic 16 Science Without Gravity. Astronauts monitor, control, and perform experiments inside and outside the craft as they orbit the Earth. The experiments are provided by space agencies, industry, universities, and schools. They may be concerned with finding out how living things like astronauts inspect insects and plants copy in space or may cover subjects that as chemical process and the behavior of materials. The knowledge acquired is used for planning the future of space travel or is applied to life on Earth. Experiments may be only a part of crew's workload or the whole reason for a space mission. Cluster. This is a space grown human body plasma protein cluster. Cluster is grown in space as are larger and better ordered than those grown on Earth. Studying them provides knowledge needed for produce medicines for the human body. This is special. A laboratory designed for space. Space lab. This is space lab. Fires is the payload bay of the space shuttle. It is a pressurized cabin where astronauts work. In addition, U-shaped pallets outside the cabin hold instruments for direct exposure to space. It first flew in 1983. An average flight lasts 10 days. Here, the ESA laboratory B is being fitted into the shuttle's payload bay before a flight. Growing food. This one, there's old seedlings. A self-contained plant grow unit was used in March 1982 to test how weightlessness affect plants. These two sets of seedlings were grow from seeds in the unit aboard Columbia. They grow to look much the same as seedlings grow on Earth, although a few small roots grow upward. Experiments in a box. That's mung bean seedlings. Canadian Robert Borden was one of 7 astronauts performing experiments during an 8-day shuttle flight in January 1992. Their research included the efforts of weightlessness on lateral and odd seedling and on shrimp and fruit fly eggs. Oh my god, checking the baby boom. The first Earth creature to be born in space emerged from its shell on March 22, 1990. The coral chick was the result of an experiment aboard Mir. 48 Japanese coral eggs had been flown to the space station and placed inside a special incubator with ventilation, feeding, heating, waste removal, and storage system attached. Then astronauts on Mars and scientists on Earth waited. On the 17th day, the first eggs began to crack open and 6 chickens broke free. One after the other, the birds made little impact beyond the earth of space biologists. but it marked a key moment in research into reproduction in space, which will be used to plan for the future. Here, this is a coral's egg with crack as it begins to hatch. Chicken's face appear as egg breaks. Working together, the experiment. An astronaut performed experiments in space on behalf of an Earth-based scientist. Above, a scientist here instructs the astronaut here who is going to be in charge of his telescope in space. They are checking the controls of pointing the telescope at the correct part of the sun. Chase the instrument. The second Spacelab mission, which flew aboard the Challenger in summer 1985, included the scientists' telescope into Orbital Payload Bay. The telescope, called the Coronal Helium Abundance Spacelab Experiment, CHASC, measured the amount of helium in the sun's outlay and solar images the results. Chase made this image of the sun. They are in false color to bring out details. The images are of the sun's gas layers, the corona. Each image depicts a different height within the corolla. The images are a particularly active part of the corona and reveal the structure of the sun's magnetic field. Candles flames. It is known that effects such as gravity and airflow influence the speed of the Earth's fire, but what might affect a space fire? Tests have shown that space flames from a sphere rather than the pointed shape they have on Earth. This is what the candle fire in Earth, this is in space. All in a day's work. The French astronaut Jean Ferrer works on an experiment while wearing the torsion rotation experiment, which is one of a series of devices used to study the effects of weightlessness on the human body. Ferrer and other crew members in the Life and Microgravity Spacelab aboard Columbia in 1996 were also tested for bone tissue loss, muscles performance, and energy expenditure. Richard here. This is the people's name, the three people. This is the torso rotation. This is astronauts use the food creams to put in this. Richard Nunn. Available the spider. One space science experiment was designed by a high school student in Manchester. It involved two spiders, Anita and Arabella. The student wanted to find out how well they could make webs in wetless conditions. Their first attempts at web spin were not perfect, but once the spiders adapted to space, they built strong and well-organized webs. Look at this chicken. This is the life. The first one is egg with crack. As chicken's feather appear as the egg breaks. This chick squeeze out of broken egg. As the eggshell falls away as chick is hunched. And the crow chick stands up.